So it's important to be able to take breaks, and so I just got internet at home again since my phone broke. So it's been a couple of months, and so that has made things a little bit. I don't know what I'm feeling. I was watching something and I didn't have to download it at the community center and take 15-20 minutes to find things as fast as I could, and then watch them. I hope I wanted to watch them when I got home, but it took a while. There were some issues with the line and stuff like that, as I expected there was going to be. And but they got me on, and now I've got gigabit internet, which is really neat. And I don't know how long it'll last because, like I said, there were problems. But so I was watching one of the videos about I got my feed set up so that it's a lot of Buddhist stuff. So that I was watching one of the videos about the three fires and extinguishing them and thinking about that. And it's really neat that there's so much stuff, that when I was a kid, there were sometimes these Christian channels and stuff. And I always thought the whole time that it would be neat if there was a Buddhist channel like that. And now on YouTube, there pretty much is. There's a lot of content. You can generate, watch things that are really, gentle on the spirit, and watching things that are educational. There's lamas speaking and stuff that you can listen to, and people asking questions. And I scrolled past one of them. I should probably go back and watch it. But meanwhile, I've been sitting in here reading sutras. I got a bunch of new sutras. I got a portion of the Pali Canon, and I've been reading from it. I'm reading a couple of books that are compilations of sutras translated in the West over the past 100 years or more, and some of them go back to like 1884, and others were 1999, and some were 1932, what used to be called the Buddhist Bible, which my guru didn't want me to read, but there's a couple of passages in it. In these, it's supposed to be a 3-volume set, but I don't see the 3rd volume. I don't know if it's come out yet, but these sutra volumes that I'm getting, most of them are print to order. And I was reading that there's a benefit to having sutras written or printed, and then I sit in here in my bedroom and read them aloud. So I'm reading them out loud. I don't know who else is hearing me, but I'm taking the atoms of the world. I was also reading and turning them into sutras, words. I was also reading, so I read the Guhya Garbha Tantra for the 2nd time, and the Tantra itself was easier to read. So much. The first time it was pretty rough. It was like, I'm not sure what I'm reading here. 8 months later, maybe a year later, I read it again, and it is, that was the easy part. Now reading Longchenpa's commentary is a little bit more difficult, but still helpful. But I started saying things to people like, I could read the original works, but the commentaries are giving me the fits. And I don't know where I got that idea, in what time frame I thought that was it, but that might be my strong point. And so you always try to work on these things, these strengths, and try to even them out with your weaknesses. You don't have to get stronger on that point anymore if there's no reason to, and you can work out your weakness by reading the things that are more difficult. Like I said, when I read Karl Brunholtz, it's not very enjoyable, but I learn, I definitely come away from it having picked something up. And other things, it's more enjoyable. One of the reasons my guru didn't want me to read sutras is there's a flavor in the sutras that isn't in the commentaries, and he wanted me to read a bunch of commentaries. So it's, but one of the things I also noticed was the Western translated sutras, which may have deviated a little bit, are easier to visualize. They use the visualization cues. So I'm trying to learn the Eastern visualization cues. But I also, today, I read some of Tenzin Wangyal's Healing with the Five Elements. And I stopped at the point where he was talking about how to use the earth goddess to in the spleen. And when I saw that I wasn't really flipping ahead in this book very much, I didn't feel like I should do so. Yesterday I did a brief sadhana in the back of another book in which he wrote an introduction. And I haven't been looking at Facebook because it was messing up my internet in the past. But he was doing a live stream soon, I think, with Alejandro Chau, who wrote this other book that I have on Tibetan yoga. And there is a sadhana in the back geared towards the Bon ancestors, the Bon gurus. And I did that, and I had the thought, see, that's paying us back, they said. And see, I was set up from a very young age that I could study any religion I wanted to, but I would return to Bon. So that included Buddhism, that included Vajrayana, that included anything that I wanted to study. I studied Islam, I studied, I'm very good at the Bible, I've read the Talmud, at least one of them, one or more, because there's different ones. And I've encountered a lot of different things, but it seems like home base when I come back and I'm looking at this stuff, and if I were going to like invent a ritual, it would be very close to this. But the idea of sending, I felt like maybe I had gotten lost until I did that sadhana, and I remembered that I don't know what all's happened in my life, what all I've done that I don't remember directly, that I don't think it stopped when I was little.